Hi everyone, Omeza here. Welcome to my free Excel dashboard tutorial right here on YouTube. Today I'm going to show you this very beautiful and highly dynamic interactive Excel dashboard that you can actually zoom in and out to see more of your data. Now if I zoom in on this particular tablet format, you can see very clearly what it is, and every single time I want to play around with the target, which of the target is being met and all of that, you can see how this chart is actually visible. Now if I want to see it based on the mobile version, you are seeing it based on the mobile version. You don't need to do any other extraordinary work. All you need to do is to actually click on the plus sign or the minus sign. You have it away. So right now let's see something right here. If I click on this particular show filter, I have this top filter shows, which is the 4 good products we are actually making sales in. Now you want to analyze this to the management, just click right at the top right here and actually go to the top level just like this. Now you can see a very nice view right now. So if I want to see based on mail t-shirt or mail shirt, wherever, so all you need to do is just to have it clicked and it changes. It shows you mail shirt. Now this is the amount of revenue generated based on this particular mail shirt, and you want to see them based on colors. If you scroll down right here, you see out of 11 colors we have 7 colors being sold right here, and the top color is actually blue color and the least color being sold is white color. Now we know what we need to buy to fill our store if we really need to actually make a lot of sales, the kind of color that they sell. Now if I click on shoe, you're gonna see the male shoe that was sold, and if you go to the color, you see the color, so female shirt. And if you do all this, is exactly how awesome this is gonna look like. But excuse me, what if I want to see the quantity sold, the cost of goods sold, and all the metrics? I'm gonna click right here and it's gonna show this particular aspect right here. It's very simple and easy to be created. So without any further ado, let us start creating this as we create along together, so you're going to understand what it is that you need to know, or what it is that this dashboard is actually all about right now. So let's go down to the right workbook. So I'm going to actually go and choose this particular workbook right now. What you see is this particular workbook with the grid line. So the first thing you're going to do is just to go and remove the grid line from here. I'm taking the header off. I'm going to actually bring it back right now. I don't need to take it off. So what we need to turn off right now is the grid line. I'm going to turn off the grid line is off. So the next thing I'm going to actually highlight everything and go and choose the kind of color I really want for the whole dashboard. So I think I will prefer this particular kind of color. It's very cool. I love it. The next thing you're going to do is for you to hit on this particular shape aspect and choose this particular rounded rectangle and just draw the rounded rectangle right here to be your tablet version. I'm going to actually take it down to this end. Now I'm going to reduce the roundness to be something like this. Now having done that, just right click and just take format shape, and now we need to actually turn off the line. We don't need it. I can actually have it closed. Now we need to actually put this on a pure black. Now here we go. So I'm gonna go and duplicate this right now. If I've done that, I'm gonna change this to pure white. So now this is exactly what it is. I'm gonna have to reduce this a little bit, and I'm gonna have to reduce the height and the weight. So now I click all together. I go to format. From format, I'm going to choose on align. I'm going to say align center, and this time around I'm going to say align middle. So you don't have to guess it. All you need to do is all this. Just click and actually have this grouped. Now it's being grouped. The next thing you're going to do right now is to get an image right here. So you just have to click right here and go to where your image is. Click on the image, and here we go. It's going to take you to the folders you have your image in, and you bring your image down to this particular aspect. Alright, here is my image right here. So what am I gonna do right now? Now that I have my image, I can actually fit in my image the way I really wanted it. So I'm gonna leave the top one to be like this. I'm gonna actually drag my image down to this end, so I have my image fitted. So now if the image is too much, you can actually always reduce this, and I think you can actually get to increase the height. This is cool. Right now we've gotten the image. So the next we're gonna do right now is to hit on this insert and actually go insert this particular shape right here and cover. And if you look at our previous dashboard, it's exactly like this. So I have it like this. I'm going to take off the line, and now I'm going to turn this to black, and after doing that I'm going to have to reduce the opacity down to something like this. So now this time around I have to duplicate this and take it to the top level. So if I have done this, what am I gonna do? I have it this where let's just set this as an example. I remove this and actually change the color to something like this. So it's always cool. So right now I can decide to like have this closed, and actually Ctrl A will help me to highlight everything. Now I group them together again. So now we need to create the mobile version of it. So I just have to shrink this. Now to form the mobile version, I just got it. So because we don't want this one to be so big, we take it just this way. We have a mobile version and we have this particular version right now. So now I need to do, I don't have to bore you with all this because the remaining part of it is something you can actually build yourself. I'm going to show you how that is, but I'm going to actually cut this off and do this behind the scene, then we'll come back. Alright, if you can see what we have right here right now, there are just some bunch of shapes that we have right here. So they're not really working. You can see they are not working. So if you click it, nothing's going to happen because we don't have any function on it right now. It's just a particular shape. So right now we've actually get it built just like this. So the first thing you're going to do right now is to work with the zoom in and out, because if you click it, nothing's happening. Instead it gets highlighted. So how do we do that? I'm going to click on the top level and start to create that. Go to this particular aspect and hit on this Visual Basic right here. So here is the previous one written because we have the workbook opened. So I'm going to click on this one to go to the right workbook right now. Go to the top. Here's the right workbook YouTube lesson. I'm going to actually right click right here, and I'm going to say this insert your module. This is where you write your code. Click on that. It's very simple and very straightforward. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, let's see how we can walk through that. But before we do this, I'm going to actually show you something that is very much vital and important for you to know. So what can you do? I'm going to actually have to minimize this and go to the top level right here and choose on view, and I'm going to show my formula and the header. So if you look at right here, what we need to define is to define how we want it to be zoomed. So now where is this sitting? We need this to be sitting between this zoom, between this and this. Okay, if I'm going to zoom from B down to F, B to F, like B to F is going to be B6. And when we talk about F, we're talking about where we want it to zoom to. B6 is going to be B6, like this. B6, check it out. B6 is zooming B6 down to F32. So let's get on it. B6 F32. So now we go. Have to remember that. So now the first thing we're gonna do is for you to write our sub. This is always an open, or it's just like you are putting something in a basket right now. You just need to define a basket. So if the basket gets filled, you need under basket. So right now I'm gonna say sub zoom underscore in, sub zoom in. So now here the basket is kind of defined. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to actually identify my sheet. What is the name of my sheet? So I'm going to say sheets, not just sheet. So I'm going to open the bracket and actually have the name of the sheet I want to actually zoom something in right here. So the sheet is actually dashboard. I'm going to say dashboard. So I'm going to have the quotation mark closed and have this closed as well. So now dot range. The range is the range I want to actually have to zoom something now. So dot range. So what is the range? The range is going to be my B. My B6. So the quotation mark my B6. Okay, this means toe. That is exactly what it is. This means toe. So it's B6. Let's check it out. It's going to be B6 in B6 to F31. So let's try that and see. B6 to what? To F31. So I have this closed and I close this as well. So now we're going to say dot select. So dot select, if I hit enter, I get into a new line. I'm just going to say active windows. Active window, not windows. Active window. So right now I'm going to say dot zoom. So now we see the zoom right here. So press your tab, we get it. So it's going to be equal to true, because we want to be true right now. We want it to work right away. So let's see if this is really working. If we don't have any error, it's going to be working. So if I click on this particular thing, okay, now I think it seems to be having an error. So let us debug the error we're having. So let's see what is going on right here. So if we check it rightly, I'm going to see that we are having our sheet right here, and after the sheet we have dot range. So now here is our error. So the range has no n, so we're going to actually include the n for it to work right. So now let us click and see if this is really working for us. Now it's working. It has zoomed. Can you see that? is zooming very right, but what is wrong right now is that we need to zoom from what? We need to actually set this right. So I'm gonna go down and check it out. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna click on this particular one right here and make sure it's sitting between the defined range. Now I'm gonna shift it down, shift it between the range of, so now exactly it's gonna work right. So now that we have it zoomed in, the next thing we're going to do right now is to zoom out. If I click on this, it's going to still be zoomed in just like what it is right now, but we need to zoom it out. How do we do that? The code is not going to be something new, so all we need to do is just to replicate this particular code right here, copy it, and Ctrl V is going to actually help to paste the code right here, give 2 lines. Now just change this one to out. So I'm going to be zoom out. So right now we need to just turn this one into false, just exactly FLSE. So into false. So right now if I click on this particular play, it's going to be zoomed out. Exactly, this is what it is that you need to know about. So now the next thing to do is just to copy this particular aspect right here and Ctrl C, go down and have it drop down. So what I need to do is to change this particular one to what? Zoom in page. That is your T for tablet. So it's going to be underscore T, and the zoom out is going to be underscore TB, so that it will not be some kind of ambiguous TB, something like this. So right now we have it defined, but how do we make it work? We need to change this particular aspect. The range right here needs to be changed, so we need to go and calculate the range we have right on this. So now if I go right now and say okay, I want to press this, it can't really happen. So we need to actually assign it to this particular shape we have right here. I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to say go to assign macro. If I go to assign macro, I'm going to say see this zoom in right here. I'm going to just check on that. I'm going to go right here as well. I click on this particular aspect. I'll make sure I'm having this particular shape selected. So assign, I'm going to say this one to be zoom out. So it's going to be zoom out. So now it's going to be working. So if I say plus this, so if I click on this, it's out, it's smaller, it's bigger, and exactly this is what it is. So all we need to do right now is to define what we're gonna have right here. So I'm gonna actually have to go and take it to show tab. Now it's showing tab. I can actually scroll to any length I really wanted. So now we're gonna define this to be from here. So it's gonna be from G. I'm gonna say G3. It's gonna be G3 to T. G3 to T, what? G3 to T, let's check it out, to T32, G3 to T32. So when we go back, what we're going to do is just for we to actually go right here and actually try to change this to do that to work very fine for us. Let's see how we can do that. Now we've duplicated it, and actually we have actually defined the range for it right here and defined this particular range and have this changed. Now if you look at it, it's really working fine right now. So all we need to do is just to assign the what? It's just for we to assign it down to this particular button right here. So assign, that is the zoom in, that is zoom in T. So I'm gonna double click on that, and I'm gonna actually have to right click on this particular aspect right here. So make sure I have it selected. Exactly. Sorry, I'm gonna click out, and this time around I'm gonna do the same. So all I need to do is just to right click on this particular aspect, and here we go. We go to assign macro. So we just assign the zoom out right here. So that is zoom out. Differentiate them, you understand what it is. So now if I actually click on this particular one right here, is out. So if I click on this, this is exactly what we've gotten. So now let us see how we can actually start to create the analysis we have around this and all of that. So it's going to be very swift and very easy. So the next we're going to do right now, we are more of doing the macro right now, then we build the dashboard later. So I need this to show up. Like if I go down to this particular aspect right here, what I actually see, if I click this, it hides away. If I click this, it actually bring it back to me. So this is exactly what we are actually trying to create right now. So let's see how we can actually get to build that. So it's just an ordinary shape that you can actually build. You can see it's an ordinary shape. You can actually create your own shape just like this and place it right here. It's very easy to be done, so I don't have to waste our time right here. So right now what I want to do is just to actually write the VBA that's actually going to help us to actually view it and hide it again and again. So we go to developer and we choose this Visual Basic. Here we have it. So right now I've already written this particular code over and over again before. Now I'm just going to place it right here and view change. So it's just view change. So right now I'm going to teach you what it is. So if active sheet, which means if this particular sheet is active, this worksheet is active, and we have a sheet there named product. So I don't know if this is product. I'm going to click on it right here, and here we go. We can check it out. So if I click on this is not product. I'm going to click on this particular aspect and show you what it is. So now go back and go to VBA. So now I'm going to actually place this right here. So if you want to see how to write it from the scratch, you can take a look at my other tutorial. I'm going to be leaving the link below this particular video where I write it from the scratch. So right now what it is this. If active sheet, this particular sheet we have open has a shape just like the one we actually copied the name from, that is actually named details panel. So if the visible is false and if the button there is being clicked, I want to set it true by showing it, and if the button is closed, is clicking, this particular shape that I'm going to put right here right now, I want to show. If it is click again, I want it to be hidden. So this is exactly how it works. So right now if you want to see how it works, now I can actually click on it. So nothing happens. So let's see what is going on. So if I click on it, okay, now I'm gonna say run. Okay, so we just need to do a little trick and see what. Okay, I think the problem is just because this visible has no E, so I'm gonna actually include E on it right now, so we have it visible. So let us try to see if this is really working. Now it's hidden, is out, is hidden, is out, and exactly this is what I really want for it. So now what I want to do right now is to actually assign this particular shape to this particular macro right here. I'm going to go to say view changes, and here we go. That is exactly what we want. So now we hide it and we reveal it again. We hide it, we reveal it. Exactly this is what it should be like. So thank you. Let's go further and see what we can do to do something very much more interesting right now. The next step right now is to learn how to work with images in Excel. So to work with images and change our images dynamically, we need to actually name our image just like what we have right now. If I select this, it's actually highlight this for me. If I select this particular one, it highlights this for me. But how did I do it? I'm going to show you right now. So all I need to do is just to actually place the cursor, make sure I'm going to go to the top level. Starting from here right now, I'm going to actually have to highlight it down to this particular level right here. This is the range I want to have defined. So what I'm going to do right now is just to go towards the top level and actually highlight that to 828. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to say M for male. I'm going to put underscore show. I'm going to put underscore show. So if I hit enter right now, every single time I actually select the range, now I deselected. If I go back and select the range like this, so what is going to happen? I'm going to have selected. This is the first step you need to actually take. Now we've taken the first step. The second step right now is to see what we can do to actually get data right here, to have it connected to this particular shoe. Every single time the data figure changes, the shoe changes as well. Like if we have male selected, the male shirt, the male shoes, whatever, is going to actually walk around with the data that is being changed as well. So let's see how we can do that. The next step we're going to take is for we to go to our source data. Here's the data we're going to actually be using. So I'm going to be giving you a download link to actually have this downloaded to your own system to take a look at it and how it is being created. So I generated a random figures or random numbers right here to actually help us with this, which means every single time this particular cell is being refreshed, it's going to actually have to change dynamically, and every particular number we have right here will get changed. So it's run between 20 to 50. So right now you might not have the same value every single time it gets changed. So that is not what we are here for. I'm going to click on insert and click on pivot table. What am I going to do now? This time around is asking me, do I want a new worksheet or existing one? I think I want the existing one because I have my sheet right here open. I'm going to click on this and hit this particular sheet right here, and now I'm going to actually have to place this right here. I'm going to say okay. Now here we go. So we need to actually bring our product right here. That is good, and I'm going to go by revenue. I have it this way. So the next thing I'm going to do right now, if you are familiar with my tutorials, I might have done this previously, but I still have so many ways to do this though. So I'm going to go to tabular form. It shows this, and the grand total needs to be turned off. I don't need it. I'm going to turn it off. So it's been turned off. So now this is exactly what we need to actually have. So the next thing I'm going to do right now, I'm going to actually have to copy this particular aspect away from here. copy, and I'm going to paste it somewhere around here. Okay, somewhere around here will be cool. I pasted there, it's just pasted. So now if I go back, I can actually drag this and have it on filter level. No, I have this on column level right here. Sorry for that. Let me bring it back from filter and bring it back. Now what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to go to the top level right here and actually go to insert slicer, and I'm going to place a slicer on it, and the slit I'm going to place right now is still the same slicer. I'm going to actually say OK on it. So right now if I have this slicer placed, I'm going to right click on the slicer, just right click on it. So now single one has been selected. If you want to clear the filter, you clear and you have more of it to show. So we don't want to give room for clearing filter right now on this. So I'm going to go to this particular slicer setting. If I click on it, I'm going to say hide, and hide this and actually display no header. I'm going to have it this way. So right now if you see what's going to go on right here right now, if I actually place filter, there is no way I can clear the filter again. Only one is showing, only one product is showing at a time. It's exactly what we really want for this dashboard. So the next thing I'm going to do right now, I want to extract my picture's name right here. So how do I do that? If you see what we have right here, we have F t-shirt, F shoes, and F shirt, and all of that. So right now what I'm going to do is just to say okay, now I'm going to put my F, so close that, make sure it's been closed. Okay, fine. I'm going to say F underscore T off underscore T. Okay, I think F underscore shirt, sorry, F underscore shirts. If I hit enter, I'm going to say this is F underscore shoe. So now, oh, I think I should have auto suggestion, F underscore shoe. So if I hit enter, I'm going to have it this way. I don't need to write everything. So now I'm going to actually name this one to be what? To be product. So I'm going to have this one to be IMG. It stands for image. Exactly, this is what it is. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is that I want to name my image to be switch. So I'm going to actually have to come under here and actually name this switch underscore img. Exactly. So what do? I want every single time a particular shoe is being selected, so the picture that is being selected should actually appear right here. So it's very simple to be done. So all I'm going to do right now is just to go beneath here, or I can actually have it beside this particular aspect. Now I'm going to say equal to, I'm going to use VLOOKUP to actually extract this. I'm going to use VLOOKUP. What is the VLOOKUP is going to look for? The lookup value is going to be this shoe right here. And where is this VLOOKUP is going to look for this? It's going to be looking for it right in this particular array. So if I hit comma, what do I need column from? I need column from the column 2, and I'm going to need the exact match. If I hit close and hit enter, I'm selecting M shoe. Like M shoe is for male shoe, like what we have right here. If I select t-shirt, you can see M t-shirt because I'm selecting male t-shirt. If I select female shirt right here, you can see what it is. Female shirt switch to F shirts, and F shirts is actually female shirts. Exactly, this is what it is. So we've done this. It's actually getting interested. So we are almost there. It's not really there. So look at what's going to happen right now. I will click on this and I'll go to this particular formula. If I hit the formula, I can see name range and define name range. So if I hit on define name range, I'm going to have the name right here, switch img on it. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to be using a function called indirect. Indirect, open bracket, and I'm going to have this inside indirect right here and have it closed. If I hit enter, this is exactly what it is. So if I go back right now and actually go to this name range manager and I hit on my indirect, hit on my switch. Okay, I'm gonna locate my switch. Yeah, switch img. So I actually click on this. Now it's highlighting this particular range for me because this is what I have selected. If I select something else, it's gonna be like that. So this is exactly what you should know, which means it's really working for us right now. So it is time for me to go to a dashboard and play around with this and see what it is that we've actually created. I can copy this image away from here, but before we do so, mind you, we want to actually take off the grid line. So I'm going to go to view, and from view I'm going to hit this grid line. I take it off. So I go back to my dashboard. Right now this time around I'm here on my dashboard, and I want to have this particular one pasted right here. can actually drag it down to this particular end, make it sit well, something like this nicely. Okay, fine. I can hit on this particular aspect and equal to, when I put my else, it's giving me everything that has to do with else. Put W because we don't have any function that starts with W, so let's start with S and W. We have it this alone. If I hit enter, now this is what it is. So right now I can actually go ahead and bring on my slicer, because I'm going to be needing my slicer right here. I'm going to cut it away, take it to the top level, and have my slicer being dropped down right here exactly. Now here we go. If I change this, and you're gonna see it's gonna change dynamically, I can actually make sure it's sitting right at this particular end. So let's see, we have to set it up. So for the mail I think, okay, we're having mail shirt selected right now. So for the mail shirt, if we have it selected, we should see male show, should see female shirt and all of that. Now this is what you need to know. It has been done. This is how simple this could be. If you don't understand what we've done right here, all you just gotta do is to watch it again and see what it is that we've done. It's very easy. Let me just give you a little recap. Now first of all, we actually got a pivot table right here. We place the slicer to actually desist someone from actually clearing the slicer to actually show up the product. We're showing one product at a time, and every single time we show this particular product, we want to actually fetch data from this particular range right here. Fetch us the image that had been clicked. Every image is named right here with this particular name. This particular image is being named. So every single time we make a selection of female, it actually go and search for this particular female, which image does it belong to. It's fetching it for us, and we have it as well. This is his top you need to actually know about. Now we want every single time we make a selection right here, what is being selected should actually show at the top right here. How do we do that? It's very simple. I'm gonna actually have to insert this word arch we have right here. I'm gonna click on it and hit this particular aspect, and here we go. I'm gonna just put on my equal to and go get it right here. So equal to, go back to the back end, and here we go. We just say show. Okay, but do we do this? I don't think this is gonna actually okay, mail show. I think here we go. Oh, sorry for that, I selected a wrong one. The wrong cell has been selected. I'm gonna go back again and hit enter. Now here we have it. So I'm gonna take it to the top level, and I'm gonna change this particular, just actually pump it up a bit. I think I'm gonna be cool with this, and this time around I'm gonna actually use this particular Nexter bold. So we love this color, I love it. So if I actually go and actually fit it right here, so next I've got is gold, and for the month selected, I want to know which month is being selected right now. So this is gonna bring us to the second here we go. I click on it, it's gonna bring us to the second slicer. So I'm gonna hit on the slicer, and I'm gonna select my month right here. So I have my month, and I'm gonna say okay. Here we go, we get a month coming in, so the month is here. So we have all the months. So now for the month selected, how do we know the month that is being selected? So it's for we to create another pivot table. For we to create another pivot table, we can always recycle through our pivot table. Just copy it and go right here and paste it somewhere around here. So right here. So don't worry, I'm gonna organize your download for you, the one you're gonna download. So I'm gonna organize it for you. So right now you understand it better when you get to that particular aspect. I'm gonna take the product off. Now I don't need the product. I'm gonna take it away from here. So what I need now is this particular month. So I need the month. The month is right here. But exactly the same thing I did to the previous one is what I'm gonna do to this. If I right click, I'm gonna go to slicer setting. I'm going to set deselect the header. I don't want it to be some kind of I'm going to choose okay, fine. Now if I have one selected, that is the only one that is going to be selected right here. Can you see that? That is the only one that's going to be selected. So what am I trying to achieve right here? Let's just see what I'm trying to achieve. Every single time I make a selection, I want you to say revenue generated for the month of January or February or March, wherever. So now what do we do? So I'm going to actually have to do that right here. I'm going to say equal to, so open quotation mark, I'm going to say okay, now it's going to be revenue generated for the month of. So we close this up again. This time around we'll have this closed, and now we'll actually have to concatenate it with this particular month we have right here. So if I hit enter, what do I have? February. But I want to have this encapsulated. What am I going to do? I'm going to actually double click on this and come down to this particular aspect right here and just say okay, use uppercase. So this is when we were learning functions, we were like, how am I going to use this? But now we use this in combination with other text. Now we have it in encapsulator. So if I go back to my dashboard right now, this time around I'm going to actually have to pick this. Do I have to do that? Yeah, I can actually duplicate this right now. So if I have it duplicated, I'm going to go to this particular aspect right here and choose to go back to my dash of my back end and have this picked. So it's giving more information now, like our dashboard is talking to us. So I can have it seated right here, and I'll go and have it cranked up a little bit. So now here we go. I can put it on bold to actually show well, but it's not gonna be cool. I leave it this way. So now this is exactly what it is. So we can actually have something like this every single time we make a change. So we have the kind of this selected. So if we go back to the back end right now and actually pick this away from here, I'm going to cut this away from here. So you want to go and actually compare and actually test it out right on the dashboard and see what it is. So if I actually say okay, now here we are. So now February has been selected. I want to select the month of May. It's going to actually change to the month of May because we have it selected. Can you see that? This is very cool. Awesome. We are almost right there. If I have this closed, now it's not more. So now what we're going to do, I want to get how much is being actually sold on this particular t-shirt right here. So what am I going to do is to actually stay duplicate it again and actually bring the value down to this particular end. I'm going to actually go right here and go back to the back end. From the back end, I'm going to select the value we have attached to it. So if you want to show this in dollar, it's your choice to show it in any currency of your country. So right now I'm going to actually have to control 1 to do that. So now let me show this in dollar, and think it's cool in dollar, it's cool in naira in my country. I love that, Nigeria. So if I actually have to get it up, but I'm going to use currency. This is the currency, is the dollar sign. I'm going to actually go by this. So now here we go. Now this is how much had been sold on this particular shirt. So if I go to the top level right here, I can actually crank this up. So I go with this, and I want to change the color to something white. So nicely. So I'm not really cool with the kind of, I'm going to actually go for what agency of B. I'm cool with agency of B. I'm really cool with agency of B. I'm not too cool with agency of B. I'm going to change it to okay. I still go with this. I think I'm cool with this. So I can actually still crank it up a little bit and make sure it's sitting right in the middle of it. So I'm gonna actually make sure it's sitting right in the middle of it. So we need to reduce it a little bit. Sorry for that. So just give it one touch. Boom. Here we go. Nicely, right? So now here we go. Every single time we make a change of month. So we see in the month of May, is what we have now. In the month of June is what we have. We want to go to this particular male shoe. Everything's gonna actually dynamically change. This is what it is. We are almost there. This is presentable. Turboburst, this is very presentable. When he actually says this, he's gonna like, wow, I think I love this. The bottom bar is gonna feel something. So right now what I'm gonna show right here, the overall sales means I'm not gonna place a filter on the overall sales. How am I gonna do that? I can actually still copy this and duplicate it. So always use different sheet for this particular analysis, so that if your pivot table grows, it's not going to affect any aspect of it. So now if I have this drip down right here right now, I'm going to go and actually remove this. So no filter being placed on it right now. So if I click right here, I'm going to go to analyze. From analyze, I'm going to hit on this particular filter connection. So filter connection, I'm going to select any of the filter away from here. No filter has been placed in it. That is all. No filter. So now I'm going to save my work because I don't want anything to happen to my work. I don't want any backup. So now if I go back, I'm going to hit on this, and now this time around I'm going to actually click and have it duplicated. So I'm going to drag this down to this particular end. Exactly. So what am I going to do? I have to change this to the overall sales with hard filter. It's going to show this static. It's going to be static. No filter is going to work in it. So I can actually go and change it to agency of B. Okay. So it's on agency of B right now. I can bring it up. I can make it bolder, so I can bring it down a little bit to actually sit right. Okay, a little bit much. If you want to go, sorry for that, so go to the top level right here, and actually I have to reduce it a little bit. So now something like this is really nice for me. I think I'm cool with this. So now if you look at it, if I actually come right here and actually have this, so what am I going to do is still showing right. So what you need to do is now is just to click on this particular one, make sure you have it highlighted, and what you need to do is just for you to actually right click on it. So when you right click, what happens? Here we go, we see group, we see bring to front. So I'm going to say bring to front. Now it has hidden that for me, I can't see it any longer. So this time around I want to make sure this one covers it. Okay, I'm gonna leave it this way, it's cool. So right now I'm gonna actually have to hide that. So I'm gonna come right here and actually have it reduced because I don't want to show up right there. I have it reduced. Now it won't show right now. If I actually go and see if this is showing, now it's not showing anymore. So I'm cool with it. So now this is what it is. We build this particular patch right now. I think we're almost ready with what we have right here. The next step we're gonna be taking right now is this. We want to actually build a chart that shows how much quantity of colors of white, blue, black, whatever had been sold. That is exactly the next step right now because all that things are working for us. So let's see how we can do that. Kind of go right here, and this is pivot table, right? Okay, let me just go for this pivot table right here because it has some kind of my filter. I want to have filter on all of them, so I'm gonna drop it down right here. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna remove my mount. I'm gonna remove my mount and I'm gonna put my color right there. Where the heck are you? So product colors, I'm gonna put it down right here. And what I'm gonna do right now, okay, I think it's fine, but I'm gonna actually I'm gonna place filter of what filter am I gonna remove? So filter of shoe is gonna be cool. Yeah, I think if I put this on shirt and I go to January, and I don't need to remove any filter, I just need to play that off. It's going to show me more. Now I have more of it being shown right here. So all I need to do is just to click on this analyze, and I'm going to go to what pivot chart and give it a kind of chart I really want to fit in. Now I think I love this kind of chart, so I'm going to click on this, and this time around I'm going to make it a little bit setting to make sure I have it formatted the way I really wanted. So now I'm going to remove this, I don't need it. I'm going to click and actually hide it away from here. So now what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to actually click on this, right click on it, so right click and have this shown and sort from what? From largest to smallest, right? So this is what we have. This is how we want our chart to be like. So now I can actually reduce this a little bit and actually come here and take off the grid line. So if I double click on it, I'm going to bring out this particular formatting aspect of it, and I'm going to say no line and no fill at the same time. I don't want to show any of this. So now I can actually cut this away to my dashboard. I'm going to cut this away to my dashboard. Here you go. So now if I have it right on my dashboard, so I'm going to make sure I give it a nice formatting that is going to actually fit in to my dashboard. So you'll sit right here. This is where I want you to be. I'm going to actually go take this right to this end and have this particular one closed right here. Now we are almost in it. So now this is what it should be. So now I'm gonna actually have to set it right here. So this time around I'm gonna reduce this, or if I click in inner one, I'm gonna have to reduce this a little bit. So now go click on this and go to your home and have it reduced because we don't need to actually take much space. So like that. So now we are coded. So I'm gonna actually click on this and give it a very nice cool color. Something like this will be much better, right? I don't know, we use a color right, like this color will be cool. So I love this color. So right now it's showing. Now if you look at what is going on right here right now, if I actually select this, and now I am choosing this particular one right here, which is male shirt. So if I go for male shoe, you can see the kind of color that had been sold on male shoe. Now can you see that? On male shoe we have how many colors been sold: 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, but we don't want to count. So let's see what we have done right here. I'm going to actually show you how we can do that. Now if you look at right here, it's giving us a message that every single time we make a selection of a particular type of brand. Now we've actually selected the female shoe right now. Now look at what happens right here. Now it has changed, meaning all the 11 colors we have on female shoe was some kind of sold. Now we have 11 of 11 being sold. Now if I select male shirt, now let's see how many of it being sold right here. Now this is what it is. Now 7 out of 11 colors is being sold, and it's giving us some information about the color that was actually the highest sales color, and as well the color that's actually that actually has this the minimum sales, all of that. So let us see and how we can actually build this right here. I'm gonna go to the right workbook, which is this particular one right here, and I'm gonna hit on the back end. So on the back end, here we go. So before we do anything silly, what we need to do right now is to actually use count A to count our data. I'm gonna say equal to count A. So what count A does is actually I'm gonna select this area to count. So I'm gonna say count A. Count A is counting 8. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So if I go back to my dashboard and actually select this particular female shirt right here, I think we don't have more 8 right now. If we go, it's going to be reduced from 8 to what, to 7. So because it's counting. So after that, what we need to do is to know how many of this product we have. We're having 11 products, right? 11 products. So if I go back to the back end to the data source and actually hit on this particular aspect, and I'm going to go to the top level. So now here we go. We go to data, and from data we need to actually see how we can actually apply a filter on it. Now we have put on a filter, and now we can actually select this product colors now and count. Can you see that? 1 2 3 4, and we count is going to be to 11 product colors, right? So what we need to do right now, if we go back to the back end, we're gonna say equal to 7. So I'm gonna concatenate this. 7 is gonna be concatenated with this particular, I'm gonna say concatenate space. That's a space. So after the space right now, what I need to do is for me to say, okay, now I'm gonna put bracket in within here. Is 11 different type of colors we have. I'm gonna actually concatenate again. This time I'm gonna have to close this and surround it with this, and I'm gonna actually leave a space so that it to be in the middle. There should be a space surrounding it. So I'm gonna actually still concatenate it again with this particular okay, here is it, 11. That is 7 out of 11 products. So now I'm gonna put in my text right here. Out of 11 products, colors is being sold. It's been sold. If I hit enter, what am I gonna have? I'm having 0. So I mean I have okay, that is, I'm referring, I'm so sorry. Let me tell you what happens right now, because when I actually selected it, if I just go like this and actually hit on this, can you see that it's referring to a cell that actually has calculation that actually refer to the cell I have it in. So let's see how I can solve this issue right now. All I need to do is just to double click on this, and I can actually go right here and cut this away from here. I'm going to cut it away from here. Now I'm going to cut it to the top and bring it to the top level. If I actually have it to the top level right now, it's working fine. Nothing doesn't throw out any error. So all we need to do is just to get it right here. This is exactly how you can concatenate your text to make sure it gives you some kind of message that the end user is going to actually feel like, okay, this is what is going on my data and all of that. So all we need to do right now is just to get this particular one out of that particular sheet down to here. I'm going to hit okay right here. Here we go. Now this is what it is. Now we have it this way. Now every single time we put a filter, go to a male shoe, what the number changes automatically. 8 out of 11 product is being this it is being sold. So now 8 out of 11 color of this shoe is been sold. Now we can see the color right here. So now the next thing we're going to do is you to do yourself a favor to actually create this, because it's going to be very easy for you to be created. Once you've actually done this, you can do this as well. So you can do this and see what is the highest and the okay. I'm going to do this for you because it had a lot of complication all around it, because we need to actually have to place this particular currency sign and all of that. So we are going to use text function to do that, and min and max function is going to help us to do that. But if you're very extensive in Excel formulas and function, you are going to actually get around with that in a very speedy way. But right now I'm going to actually say, okay, fine, we are really cool with what we've done right here. I think we can actually go take a little bit rest and see what we can do in the next video to have a very dynamic dashboard created again and again, over and over again. So right now, if you've not been a subscriber on my YouTube channel before, what can you do? It's just for you to hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to be coming up with you guys a lot of tutorials going to be coming right here on YouTube. So right now we are focused on Excel. Very soon we're going to be going into Power BI to create something very nice on Power BI. A lot of my subscribers have been asking me about Power BI, stuff like that. Okay, I'm gonna finish this. I have a list in Excel, right? So after I'm done with that, I'm gonna go to Power BI and actually do something for you on Power BI. So SQL is coming up, so we have more to come on this particular data decision YouTube channel. So if you want to actually avail yourself the opportunity of learning Excel to the extensive aspect, so all you just gotta do is to be a subscriber. Be my subscriber. I'll be coming your way with different type of tutorials. You've seen nothing. All you've seen is just a mini part of what I know how to do and what I want to give to you guys, all for free. So subscribe and actually leave a comment if you feel like this helps you. You're gonna give it a thumbs up. You need a thumbs up for me, guys. So thanks for watching. I want to say thank you over and over again for being here for me.